Alright fellas, here we're back on pokemonmasters, and we've got Ray and Hisuian Decidueye here at 5 out of 5 because they got very lucky on the daily discounts, and the physical striker EX roll because yay, candy, cake coins, and all of that stuff, right? So yeah, I was able to exchange all my daily vouchers and whatnot for the striker roll cake coin, and I saw what was in the data mine. Nothing interested me, so I figured I didn't need to save any of my striker coins or whatever, so I just spent them on Ray because I was going to anyway, so I didn't really need a reason to. Alright, so this guy, in my opinion, he doesn't really benefit too much from the physical striker EX roll. He's got other aspects about him that make him a really strong sync pair, not so much the sync nuke, nor does the physical striker EX roll help with that so much. But it definitely obviously is a power buff, of course, for, having the AoE sync move, as well as getting the plus 40, or is it plus 20? I don't remember. I think it's plus 40 in the physical attack stat. So yeah, as you can see here, 512 attack with the level 150 EX, etc. That's a lot of attack, right? That is a lot of attack. Also combine it with the gear here, the skill gear that he's got, as well as, of course, obviously type gear, fighting gear. You've got his own gear here, which is fighting in Sinnoh here, which has, obviously, his own plus 60 attack, so you get extra attack there, as well as having the physical moves up to in Catastrophe 2. So you've got all of that stuff, right, which is very, very good for just the buffs, right? But then I also have a custom gear somewhere. I don't know where it is. I think it's, let's see, right here, Sinnoh, right, where I have a plus 20 attack up here. So, plus 20 attack there, plus the attack given from his own skill gear, plus all the, the base stats he's already got. This guy's insane in his offenses, just from all of that. And we're just going to see how well he's able to do. So, I don't really make too much abuse of his 5 out of 5 nodes here because they aren't really the greatest. He's got Triple Arrows Aggravation 1, which in my opinion is the only valuable node, I would say. He does have Trip Twice 9, which is solid if you want to do some speed debuffing, but really, if you're going to use Ray, he's going to be used for his own damage, probably. Not really a supporting role where he's debuffing speed, but you could do it, sure. He's got his trainer move Slippery Sidekicks 2, which buffs allies evasion by 2. Sure, but again, why? You don't need it. And then Mighty Command 9, increasing his physical moves next by 1 with his trainer move. That's a fine ability, but really just bring a support or another character that buffs physical moves next, bring another damage dealer. This is not that important to pick up compared to everything else that's already on the grid here, which if you want to go see that, go watch the 3 out of 5 showcase video, or just look it up on a grid helper. Anyway, we're going to see how well he's able to perform with the EX roll and 5 out of 5. It's not going to change too much from the 3 out of 5 showcase, honestly, just the AoE sync move, which is good, but other than that, it's not really a big change. But you can definitely see, obviously, the stat buffs and stat increases there and see what he's able to do. Let's go ahead, hop into some battles, and just see how well he's able to perform. He is very good. Spoiler alert. Here's our first battle. It is with Signasu or Cynthia as well as Adamant. This is basically just Sinnoh Master Pair ramping. That's literally all it is. So obviously this is just a super juiced setup. Like, there is probably not a bigger juice setup you can give him other than maybe Neo Champion Hop instead of Adamant, right? You don't need this crazy of a setup for Ray to, really shine, but obviously this really does highlight just how crazy of a sync pair he is. So yeah, we pretty much just use Adamant. We make full abuse of Adamant here with his defensive debuffs plus the Master Passive as well again. And of course Cynthia with her Master Passive, Fighting Zone, as well as just fighting theme skill, I guess you could say. So very, very good sync pairs here, and we kind of have a little bit of a funny here to where we just go for Cynthia's sync move here, set up Fighting Zone, support EX, all of that, so obviously the basic stuff. But then we go ahead and we wait for the enemy to use an attack on us. We use Adamant Synthesis there in order to ready up the buddy Razor Leaf, well, Razor Sharp, Razor Leaf. They changed the names, which is cool. And then we go ahead and go for the Aura Sphere with Cynthia, and then the Triple Arrows, which means we have what? Plus 4 physical moves next on this Decidueye here. It's pretty insane, right? And then you see how much damage it does here. Just take a gander. Take a gander, minus 4 on the defenses, so insult to injuries nearly maxed. 40,000 damage. That's pretty good. And then, of course, we just finish him off with Adamant's Leaf Blade because, duh. So yeah, this team obviously is really good, right? This is just a very, you can consider it sort of a maxed out setup, kind of, right? They do synergize very well with each other as characters. Adamant and, Ray both doing very good damage, both off-type together. They work pretty well with their, debuffs that they need, as well as obviously being self-sufficient. Cynthia is good to apply the Fighting Zone, as well as apply another Master Passive. They're very, very synergistic, right? Obviously not the probably not the greatest setup, right? You could obviously swap out Adam or Cynthia, whoever, with Neo Champion Hop and just do a triple tech setup. Well, double tech, one sprint, right? But still, you can make full use of that, and it's pretty good, right? These characters all work pretty well together. Ray obviously benefits from Adam's defense debuffs because he has insult to injury, all that stuff, and the fighting zone, of course, from Cynthia. Very basic, right? So yeah, that's the pretty juice setup. Let's move on to a more realistic one, I guess. Okay, so yeah, actually, I kind of forgot that we are doing the double Decidueye showcase next. Really, it's not a crazy setup. It's more so Ray just absolutely obliterating the opponent by himself, just because he's that strong. I was considering doing 3,000 points for this video, but honestly, I could just do that in another video, really, because I'm out of ideas anyway. May as well keep using Ray. I'll be the honorary Ray fan for the community, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, these guys, they don't really work super well together. The only thing they share is the fact that they like speed buffs, because Ray has inertia, and obviously Selene has, I think, inertia and ramming speed. And then Acerol is obviously able to apply both of those, but they're also physical attackers, and that's about the less extent of their their similarities, right? That's pretty much it. Pretty much. So we go ahead and go for Ray Sync Nuke here. It doesn't do anything really crazy, just because his main focus in just being a character is not his nuke really at all. It's more so the sync countdown from being a sprint EX, as well as obviously having good DPS and unlocking that triple arrows barrage move there. Those are his best factors, right? Those are what he really likes to do. And Selene here doesn't really benefit too much from him directly. The defense debuffs are nice, and obviously Acerola doing attack buffing, you know, grassy terrain speed buffs, just being a good support in general. That's obviously going to apply good buffs for Ray and Selene. So you pretty much just get to see a +5 physical moves next, boosted triple arrows barrage here. Who cares about the flinch? The enemies just die, right? And then we go ahead and use our Sync Nuke here and just finish off the Conkeldurr. Right, it's a pretty basic setup, obviously. Most of these setups are pretty much just going to be Ray alone, just decimating anything in his path, for the most part. That's about it. So yeah, goodbye Conkeldurr. They don't really, the two Decidueyes don't really synergize too well, mostly because of Selene, just the way they're built, right? They're mostly just built kind of differently. They can both do physical attacks together, but really, who cares? Ray's just going to dominate in the, damage department as it is. So Selene doesn't really apply too much there, as opposed to, what she could, Ray could do on his own. So a little bit of side DPS, who cares? But hey, either way, it's a fine combination. You can run it for fun, and most people probably are, right? If I ever do another showcase for Akari in the future, I probably will also try to get her alongside Rosa and Duat, as well as Hilbert for the triple Samurai evolutionary line. Probably should have done that before, but I honestly didn't think about it. But either way, yeah, Ray and Selene, they work fine enough together, I guess, but really it's just Ray destroying the stage. So yeah, let's move on to the next showcase. Alright, this is truly a testament as to how busted Ray is, as he is just straight up carrying 2 eggmons here. I didn't know you could actually use both of all the Tyrogues separately, because obviously Tyrogue is the same Pokemon. But hey, thankfully, because they consider the Hitmons different Pokemon, we're actually able to use them all together here. So that's really, really cool. Anyway, yeah. We pretty much just abuse the Rock Smash from Hitmon top there, and then we just go ahead and use the Hitmon chain over here to top off Ray's physical attack, apply speed buffs to the whole team for a little bit of gauge support, as well as use Rock Smash by itself. So we get a lot of defensive debuffs in pretty quickly here in this battle, and Ray's sync move here, basic stuff. We go ahead and go for double Rock Smash there so we can get in as many defense debuffs as possible before using the triple arrows barrage, and it actually works out really well for us. It's really funny. So there's the sync move, 14,000 damage. That's pretty good, right? Pretty good damage from the sync move there, of course. Nothing insane, and really, again, this is why I say he doesn't really need the Sprint DX, because you got this triple arrows barrage here, which I'm ramping up to just do a shitload of damage anyway. See, look at this. Goodbye. They already get flinched, and who cares? They don't do any actions. So -6 on the enemy defense here, so we can pretty much stop going for the Rock Smash. We don't really need to do anything else. Go for Ray's normal move there, 5,600 damage. Obviously not insane, but of course, big aspect is his sync countdown here, and then be able to do insane damage with the triple arrows barrage, right? So he's pretty much just carried Eggmons in this battle, right? He doesn't need these generic partners or anything. He doesn't need other fighting attackers to go with him. He doesn't even need other normal side DPS units. He can just straight up use eggs to just decimate any stage in his path. I'm pretty sure you could do this with any like harder stadium as well, Sinnoh, Kalos, whatever. Just as long as you don't have like Sentry entry or anything, right? So you can pretty much just say goodbye to whatever enemy you're fighting because of just how well Ray is able to dominate, especially with other defense buffers, right? So like do consider these are eggmons, right? But of course they are also able to debuff defense, which is one of the things that Ray needs for his big damage. It both is obviously good for his physical attack damage as well as the fact that he has insult to injury, right? So physical defense is what he wants lowered, and it works out pretty well, right? So these eggmons were able to provide that, and yeah, we'll move on to the next battle, which is against Giovanni. I know it wasn't specific before against what Giovanni, but we're going to be doing a duo with Maylene against the Sinnoh Buddies Unite from the recent Extreme Battle event reruns, right? So, obviously, Ray's not built for this stage. Duh, it's more so built for technically Leafeon, same to Erica, but more so Adamant, just in a relation sense. But Ray's able to do just fine here as well. The enemy has Sand Up, the enemy has their own buffs, but really, Ray and Maylene as a combination are able to pretty much dismantle them for the fact that they're both able to debuff defense, which is, getting rid of the Rising Tide / Good Form buffs, as well as obviously have the flinch with Ray, which obviously now we've got Resilience with Giovanni, so it doesn't really matter too much, but hey, that's fine. We're getting defensive debuffs in faster and faster. We go ahead, go for triple arrows here, which does good enough damage. And we also go for the sync move here. I wanted to go for the Drain Punch first because I figured maybe it could KO the sides, though it doesn't even come close, so I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking. But either way, that's fine. It's not really a big issue. Do some good damage here, of course. Solid enough anyway, right? About 4,000 on each. We almost KO'd the Tyranitar, so I wasn't really too far off with my thinking. I probably could have gone for some Rock Smashes on that Tyranitar and gotten it KO'd. That would have been a good idea, but it's fine. So we go ahead and go for Ray's Burner move here so we can get the sync countdown as well as get the Triple Arrows Barrage. And then we KO, obviously, the Kabutops over there with it. And then we're able to do some really, really good damage to Giovanni as well. I actually think it KOs all of them. Yeah, it KOs all of them. I forgot. Yeah. So, duo with Maylene here just decimates, absolutely decimates the stage. Not a big issue. So really, I mean, I don't know if it's a testament to Giovanni being piss easy or if it's a testament to Ray just being that strong, hitting through the Sandstorm and also hitting through the Good Form and Rising Tide. Not that they're defensive buffs, but the offensive buffs, right? So he doesn't care. He simply does not care for the enemy's existence, as he's able to just destroy anyway. And we also use a different setup in the grid here where we've got Aggravation picked up instead of some other things. So yeah, just mostly to cater to this stage specifically. Anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and go and do some stuff with Registeel, I guess. Okay, you can probably solo Registeel with Ray, maybe? I don't know. I actually have no idea if you can or not. But we're going to be using it with Brawler here and just doing a duo. Honestly, it's probably a waste to use them together just because of how well they can, help out other characters. But who cares, right? It's fine. So let's go ahead and do this. We'll just go ahead and go for the trainer move to get some buffs in because you do buff, yeah. You buff your defenses so you become a little bit, chonkier. We do have the Aggravation here as well, so we can make abuse of that. Yeah, okay. Guess we're just going to go over the trainer move here so we can get the speed buffs in, and of course we're going to have the gauge acceleration because I do have Catalyst on this grid. This is the same grid as the last setup. So let's go ahead and go for the nuke and whatnot. Thankfully we debuff the defense so we don't have to worry about that. And we shouldn't have to worry about gauge too much here now because Ray does have speed buffs and we also again have the Catalyst now. So this is a pretty solid setup, realistically speaking, just for a duo. Good night. But we're able to do a lot here with these characters because Brawly is not a squishy character, so to speak. He's honestly pretty solid in terms of his defenses, even being a tech. And of course we got the potion as well, which is going to be very, very helpful. Like as you can see here, don't have the potion, so I'm just going to save my potions. Not really worth doing right now. But thankfully because of Ray, we also get the Aggravation, hopefully soon enough. Let's go ahead and potion up there. Can we get the flinch? Flinch, please? No flinch. We're getting pretty unlucky with our flinches, but that's fine. Should be able to do some fine damage here nonetheless. Just Ray is that strong. We don't have the insult to injury gridded, but we do have the brain sync, so we have the pretty much maxed out sync nuke, realistically speaking. And that's pretty good. Hyper, I mean, that actually could be very bad for us. How much is that going to do? Near KO, right? Near KO, I expected as much, though. Let's go ahead, queue up that Triple Arrows Barrage. Thank you. And that should guarantee the flinch for us. Yeah. No KO, sadly. Wish. Good enough. Okay. And there's the Iron Head. How much is that going to do? That's a solid amount of damage, man. And we got flinch, which is very, very annoying. Okay. So you're going for the potion. You went for the Giga Impact, which is probably going to KO. Yeah, goodbye. I figured as much. That's fine. It's not a big issue, as Ray is able to pretty much carry this on his own for the most part. That Flash Cannon is not going to do enough. Not that it matters because he didn't land it. So I guess you could say I took no damage with Ray, even though I healed up. But yeah, same thing. So yeah, there we go. Finish him off with Ray. Good damage, yeah. Even with the special defense buffs, but who cares? Because they have -6 in the physical defense. Yeah, I mean, Ray is obviously one of the best options for the Registeel Legendary Arena. Obviously, that was just going to be how it was start to finish. He was just going to be developed, and any fighting type can pretty much decimate the stage, but Ray with his defense debuffs is just going to do it even better, and his flinch and whatnot. I'm not going to say the stage was tailor-made for Ray, because I would say Special Custom Diantha fits the bill better, but basically in terms of releasing together, you could probably make the argument. Registeel is just going to get obliterated by Ray. It doesn't matter who you partner him with. You could maybe, with some very good luck, maybe some gauge refreshes, whatever, right? You could probably get some very good luck and solo Registeel with Ray. I'm not sure. I haven't checked the doc or anything on, seeing what can solo Registeel and what can't. But I feel Ray, if any characters have a shot, he would be up there, in my opinion. Anyway, yeah. That was the showcase for Ray with the 5 out of 5, as well as the Physical Strike EX roll. I don't think the Physical Strike EX roll really adds much to him. I don't think you realistically should give him the EX roll, as you've probably noticed. I mean, the sync move damage is insane, right? I think it's definitely better suited for some other characters like Ariana, again, is a big one. She would definitely like the buff quite a bit, because just AoE nuke is amazing. Roxanne, I say, would be good, but she already does the AoE stat debuff thing with the one without having the EX roll, so it's not really a problem there. I don't know. I would just say use it on your favorite characters, because that's what I did, right? Even though Akari or Ray don't really benefit too much from the Physical Strike EX roll, I think Akari benefits more, by the way. I would just say, just save it. But of course, if their favorite characters, go for it. Anyway, yeah. This character is pretty strong, just as is, and having the extra attack stats plus the AoE sync move definitely does not make him any weaker, that's for sure. It just makes him a little bit more insane. So yeah, anyway, I'll see you all later. Hope you all enjoyed. Let me know what you think about Ray and Hisuian Decidueye down in the comments below, and I will see you all later.